Howdy guys, Rex here. Go ahead and record this video. The second you see it, go ahead and get the URL, copy it, keep a copy for yourself, and if it goes down, go ahead and repost it. If I go down, definitely repost it. This is the kind of stuff I don't like getting, and this is the kind of stuff I don't want to talk about, okay? I am not excited to do this. I did not make this up. This was laid on my lap, and I did not choose for that to happen, but I did not wiggle away from it either. When people come to me who are good people and they take their oath of office seriously and they feel like they're sort of maybe cornered by circumstances or whatever it is, or need to get it off their chest or need to get it out there for other people to hear, I'm there. Because I also swore an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, as well, okay? And I wasn't joking when I said that. And so I don't know exactly how to tell you all this. I think I'll just tell it to you. Here's the deal. I love my wife and I love my family. And I don't want to check out of here anytime early. However, I understand the concept of public safety, and I understand the concept of law and order during, emergencies and all this kind of stuff. And I get it. However, I will never, ever trade my liberty for safety. Okay? Maybe some of you disagree with that. If you do, I respectfully beg to differ on my own behalf. Now, this is me talking, so I'm just saying what I believe. This is why I feel compelled to share this. I also had another of other hesitations. One of my brothers who I confided in a little bit, I asked him kind of like, hey, what do you think of this? Should I release this deal? Because I gave this the full details. I'm not going to tell you everything on here. It's too ridiculous. You would there's a time and place for everything. We'll see what I'm led here to share with you guys, because I don't know how far down the rabbit hole you guys need to go. We'll see when we get there. But he asked me, he's like, is there any reason besides, coercion, physical threats, death, and maybe, like all that kind of stuff, like being, renditioned or something, who knows, right? Besides all that stuff, is there a reason why you wouldn't share this with people? And I thought about it, and actually there's a million reasons why I have to share this. We are all responsible in our society to keep things in order and in check, especially public servants. So if they're reaching out there trying to find a place to get this out, I'll do it. Now, I will encourage the rest of you, please don't send me this kind of stuff. Here's the deal. Post it. Go on your thing, call a public meeting. If you see stuff like this that's totally out of line, post it. Own it. Talk about it. You will encourage all the others around you who also know how sketchy it is to come out of the woodworks. Because it's like almost all of you guys, especially where I'm from, like almost all these guys, like in my area especially, they're good guys. And they're just a little hesitant to come out because they don't see anyone else doing it. So here we're going to break through the ice for you, okay? So this particular guy is a sheriff in a very rural county in an area by me. We were talking about it, another guy last time. This guy was telling me about a list of non-compliant officers, okay? And he is privy to this information. Of course, these guys hang with a bunch of other guys. I'm not the first guy he's told this to or bounced this off of. He's friends with a lot of the other sheriffs in the area and all over his state, and even ones from my state. And so this is something that I think is... it's not a surprise to a lot of the people who know how this works. It wasn't a surprise to me at all. I knew about this for 30 years, that this was going on. But it's just never been laid on my lap like this to actually say publicly, right? Like, this is stuff you don't say. But, being that he laid it on my lap and that I had confirmation firsthand from this guy, here we go. So there is a non-compliant law enforcement officers list compiled by an agency, he was told, or an outfit, or whatever you want to call it. He was told never to even Google this at the public library. That's the way he explained it to me. So this is him talking. This is not Rex talking. I don't know if this is made up. I don't know if this is pretend. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just telling you what I was told by a sheriff, okay? So the International Terrorist Threat Response Team is got a list of people in my area, actually 8 people from my town are on here on the non-compliant law enforcement officers list. That's interesting because I know most of the guys in my area are pretty good guys. Maybe that's why there's so many on the list. What the hell does that mean, non-compliant law enforcement officers? Well, he started telling me some stories, various stories about, federal overreach in his county. FBI came in, wanted to really burn some dude to the ground in unwarranted fashion. And so he kind of put his foot down and said, no, that's not how we're going to do it. We're going to drive over there and talk to this guy. And then they went and corrected it in a more civil manner. Because him, as the sheriff in his town, knew his people and said, no, we're gonna do this old school way. We're not going to destroy someone's life over something so petty. And other entities have come in with a lot of overreach. Even state entities come in with a lot of overreach. For example, in October of last year, 2019, they had a training event for a situation very similar, almost identical to what we're in right now. And they were starting to try to train people in the idea that when this event would happen, that they would be expected to be obedient to this particular entity, which has to do with human health, okay, for the safety of people, okay. And he, in a very respectful, because he's a very respectful, old school, soft-spoken guy, doesn't yell, doesn't cuss, doesn't drink. He's just pretty cool. I don't know if he drinks, maybe he doesn't. He comes off as a teetotaler to me, okay? Which is maybe a problem too for certain people. But they didn't like that he wasn't on board. He kind of just straightforwardly told them no. And so I found that very interesting. And there's been other incidents before where other entities like maybe the National Guard came in and was doing some projects with some contracting outfits that were very sketchy, and him as the sheriff trying to just kind of see what's going on. That's something I'm not going to tell you guys about. I'll just leave it at that. But as the sheriff, he went to kind of, see what was going on. They kind of ran him off. And so I can see by what he said, what he thought was going on there, based on the circumstances, based on what outfits were there with the National Guard, building certain things in the middle of nowhere out of concrete for a whole summer, like during a certain time when certain things were happening, okay? I can see to where there are outfits that would not like him snooping around. And so that's the feeling he got, but we'll save that for another time. Of course, like I said, all these details have already been fully disseminated to my entire group of folks that I confide these things in. And it's been already digitally passed out. So I got all the names, all the places, all the different outfits, the name of the outfit. I got all the different stuff. I got dates. I got everything here. And that was all already digitally disseminated. And then I got other stuff. But whatever. Okay? So if anything should happen, that only highlights that this was actually maybe true. Because right now, I don't know. It could just be crazy stuff. I have no idea. Could be totally crazy, guys. I have no idea. So, there you go. I thought that was interesting. So, like, someone explained to me why. See, when I see this outfit, and I don't think it's probably a bad outfit, the International Terrorist Threat Response Team is what he could recollect that it was called. Or that he could recall. When I think of that, I think of, like, good guys versus bad guys. Like, good guys swooping in, and then the bad guy has, like, some kind of, like, suicide vest on with a button going, like, trying to, like, blow some good people up or something. And then these response guys would go and track them down and take care of business, right? So why are sheriffs from my area, who I know are salt of the earth, good, God-fearing people who obey the Constitution, tie their shoelaces straight, and love their mama and go to church every Sunday, why are these guys getting on this list? This list apparently is being misused by feds who don't get their butts kissed in the way they want. So they go and misuse this list and put good people on it. If that's what's going on, if this is truly real, if this is actually happening, that needs to stop. And how do you do that? Well, we talk about it. We just say that it's happening, okay? And I know that a lot of the other sheriffs in this area know about it because he found out from other guys about the list of these guys. How many of you law enforcement and sheriffs are on this list, you think? And why would you be on there? What did you do that was such a crime to where all of a sudden you'd be categorized next to Osama bin Laden or whoever? What did you do? Did you take your oath to the Constitution seriously? Now, I know what the Southern Poverty Law Center did say about people with patriotic leanings, and people that would have mentioned the word Constitution would be categorized in this way. And so this is an Obama-era situation that appears to have been misused, and I think that maybe someone should look into that, and I think that maybe someone, like the guy who sent this to me, I'm talking to you, brother, and everybody else who he knows, who told him, and everybody else besides that who also knows what's going on with this deal, I think that each one of you separately should write your own letterhead. Don't copy each other's work. Write your own letterhead and send it to all the good guys. Barr, send it to the President of the United States, POTUS, send it to the Congress, send it to your senator, send it to the Department of Justice, send it to everybody. Send it to the head of the agency that this is a part of here. Also, cover your butts with media. Send it to anyone who has the balls to put it out there for you as well, okay? Because unless you call out and these things, they don't stop ever. They just grow. Study history. Study history. What happens when people see this thing coming, but they kind of like kowtow and kind of just like be nice to it? It grows into a beast that's just like, that's something that they should have corrected earlier, and they could have prevented even world wars in the past if this would have happened. But if people sit there and they're scared and they don't want to talk about it, then it guarantees that it will happen. So I'm pleading to all you guys, because I know there's a lot of you good guys out there. And for the 8 of you in my town, apparently, and I don't know if that's true, that's just what I was told, okay? You can probably guess who you are. Probably should write a letterhead and demand, like, hey, what's going on? And maybe the acronym's off. I don't know. I don't know what maybe they renamed it. They like to do that a lot, renaming different outfits. Oh, it's not, that doesn't even exist. Yeah, because they renamed it every 4 weeks. They shuffle it around, right? So, but someone ought to track that down and see what's going on, because that doesn't sound right to me. That, like, when the federal overreach comes in and they try to coerce using the threat of force and arrest. Actually, check this out. This is from another state here. See, I get stuff from everybody. Check out Montana Code 50-2-120. So 50-2-120. Read that in the Montana Code. Does that sound like Montana to you? And by the way, in the name of public health, someone explain to me, in the name of health, how does it help to throw good law enforcement guys on a non-compliant law enforcement officer's list under the ITT-RT, or whatever they might call it nowadays? How does that help health to completely degrade society and collapse Western civilization? Because you know what you know what's going to happen, right? I'm not saying what's going to happen. Everyone knows what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people, and they're going to, like, deputize their entire frickin' county. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just my personal commentary on the end of this deal. The objective here is to prevent any kind of conflict, to continue the conversation, but also to offer exhortation on the issue. Like, this is wrong. Someone needs to fix that. And actually, you know, it's interesting. I just saw, again, and it's been for a few months now, actually the president has been asking specifically if anyone has any of their rights being trampled by certain agencies, he wants to know about it. So send it to him. Write him an official letterhead with your department, your position, and send it to him. This is the time. Like, send it to him. Okay? What might happen? I'll tell you what happens if you don't do anything. Read a history book. That's what happens. That's what happens if you choose. Inaction is the choice to let them do what they're doing and continue and wrap it up. So inaction is not having a choice. You're actually choosing to embolden them. So choosing to stand up against it because you know it's wrong is the right course of action. They're both a course of action. Do not get that screwed up. Right, guys? Rex out.